Hey, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Barachum, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Kakadash. I'm going to like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noahs in the gospel, bro. Lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is the Haki of Mahaloya, coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's word to be edified. Titled, Those That Be Exempt from the Mark. Okay. Which that word, mark, in Hebrew goes into Thar Ra, which means being exempt from judgment. I recently saw a video of Nathaniel 7 of the IUIC asking his congregation, what is the mark according to Ezekiel 9 and 4? And one of his cronies gonna say, oh, the law. And then he came back and stated, well, I thought you was gonna say something else, a micro C-hip. and that's the epitome of these other groups, man. They scoff and they make mockery of the Lord's prophecies, but they're going to be the main ones crying out when these prophecies are being fulfilled or changing their doctrine, trying to cop out, plead with their congregations. Because right now, the way that the world is going, you could clearly see that we're in a technocracy, man. Like I was looking at the World Forum, that summit from the World Economic Forum that they was doing today and yesterday, I believe. It's actually on live now. And that dude Cotton Swab said we are in a technocracy, man. The fourth industrial revolution, which pretty much link you up to the Internet of Things. But going into this word mark, like the scriptures say, mark them that cause division contrary to the doctrine which you have learned. Mark and avoid those guys. You go into that word mark, all right, it goes into scopeo, which means to scope out or to look upon or to watch. Okay? But where in the fuck in the scriptures does it say that the mark is the law? Especially when we are prone to sin, according to Romans, the 8th chapter, 20th verse. Okay? All throughout the scriptures, it tells you that we're imperfect, that we're incapable of keeping the law perfect. The same way that our forefathers fell, the way that it was pretty much in weakness to walk in the flesh, according to the law, we undergo the same afflictions today. So if the mark is sin, then that means that we all got the MOTB and we're gonna be destroyed, right? According to your fucking logic, nigga. Now, I will say this: you take the MOTB, that is a sin, okay? Honestly, is the sin of adultery if you really think about it, because when you take an allegiance to another god and you bow down to another god, that's spiritual fornication, which the law of that, or which the penalty for that, is death. Okay, when Esau wants to patent the whole world, mainly you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, with that C-hip, basically he's putting a brand upon you to claim that you're his, and basically he's claiming you as his. And the Most High can't do nothing with you after that, because the scriptures tells us about bowing down to idols and how we was thrown into various captivities because of it. So let's read the scriptures, because the one that's going to be exempt from judgment is the elect, the hopeful elect, which you ain't really pushing, Nate. All right. But anyway, it says here, this is the book of Ezekiel 9 and 4. And it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that cry and sigh for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Now, what the hell is that in the law? What does that say? What does that say the law? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up the word mark, right? Now, it goes into the Hebrew word, got the Thar and the Ra, right? Thar Ra. It says, desire, mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. Okay? Exemption from judgment. And who's going to be exempt from the pending judgment? The elect. Nowhere in hell that says that keeping God's laws, as you like to say, would exempt us from judgment. Now, I will say this: keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, it does bring blessings, it does bring balance, and it will keep the Lord from fucking you up and afflicting you from breaking the law. But ultimately, you can keep the law 100%, but if you offend in one, then you break the whole law. And we offended in the law every single day. Just by being in Babylon itself, we offended in the law, because for one thing, we're not in our perfected form. We're not wearing 100% cotton, okay? We go off. You see, we're eating particular foods that's been mixed. Like you got some which is called kosher pig, which we don't eat pig, but ain't no telling what the hell is all in your food. You see, and just having to work on a Sabbath. Like, you can't call off every Sabbath because they'll fire your ass. You know, certain brothers got to go to work on the Passover. So we all jacked up here, man, which shows you that we would be destroyed if that was the case. Okay, but it says a desire marked as an assignment exemption from judgment. Okay, so let's get it in context. It says here, Salakia, and it says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, and what's some of the abominations? For one thing, they want to stick a C-hip in you. Okay, second of all, everybody is all juiced up. People are dropping dead by the thousands, by the hundreds, possibly a day. Okay, what's some of the more shit? The momoality. Okay, with the you know, the boy lovers. You had a group called Nambla back in the day. They're still around. You know, would basically give these old men credence to go deal with young men. Okay, but yet they bitch about, you know, men having young wives, man. But yet old pedophile can deal with the underage boy. That's an abomination. And if you're not signing crime because of those particular those wicked deeds, then you're not in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Okay? You got guys that rather come against us and speak ill about the works we're doing outside of prophesying against this system. You know? And where are you other camps at defending the gospel, man? You know, you being called out, talking about you going all, because you ain't teaching the new covenant nonsense. But yeah, you other camps, you ain't referring to that. Why? Because you're too busy dealing with the ways of the world, trying to get rich. You know? And it says, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, and let not your eyes spare, neither have you pity. Okay? So with that being said, there's going to be mass judgment that's going to start at the house of Israel. Okay? Starting with you guys, I know you in the truth. Teaching that madness, man, because you're not signing crime. But instead you're promoting your own wickedness, for filthy lucre. Okay? Like, what's this guy going to say, Tazariak? What this man going to say? When this guy, he was on his podcast, and the dude basically broke down the C-hip. And basically, Tazariak, man, he went left. He did a 360 and tried to finagle his way out of it. Talking about that our high priest is Alex Jones. Well, we've been speaking about, well, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone have been speaking about the C-hip before this guy, Alex Jones, okay, who you accuse of getting the prophecy of the MOTB after, because he's not the only person that spoke on that. But he basically stated that Alex Jones is the high priest of the Great Millstone. Which is total nonsense, man. But that's these guys making mockery of the prophecy, and they're going to find themselves being without the Torah, man. Which means exempt from judgment. You're going to find yourselves on the outskirts of this judgment being jacked up. Because when it come to pass, and they make this mandate, I want to see how your congregations are going to fare with that. And we're itching to see the cop-out that you guys are going to finagle to your congregations to get these Looney Tunes to accept your bullshit, man. Okay? Because this is being pushed on humanity. And it's coming real quick. This is the whole point of that whole World Economic Forum summit they have it in Davos. But you go into a summit. Summit means on high. Okay? On high hill. Like when the heathens worship, they always resort to high hills to worship. That's why it's called a summit or a mountain. Even in Israel, we had our houses built upon the hill. Okay, because when we went to worship Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, it was upon high because, hey, like we say, you know, the heavens and the earth. Going back into the Tower of Babel, hey, they built the tower on the left-hand side because they wanted to reach the heavens, man. Okay, and to do things of their own power. So that shows you that they're getting ready to make this move. And when they mandate it, a lot of you guys, you're going to disappear. A lot of you dudes going to go out the back door because you're hirelings. Okay, you don't care about the flock, the sheep. And a lot of your congregations are going to question you, and they're going to look to put you to death, man. Because you sent them on a wild goose chase. Okay, like this, that guy Nate, man. That dude is a demon. Okay, and I don't see how people have hope for the nigga. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is. But, you know, I speak as a man. It is what it is. But it says here, and go, it says, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after through the city and smite, and let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So, hey, he told the angels, the Most High told the angels, he said, don't have pity on these people, man. Fuck them. Because you're going to have people that's going to be begging and pleading, oh, God, help me, please. But then he tell you, according to the book of Judges, the 10th chapter, that call upon your gods in that day. Don't call upon me. You know, because Jake thinks shit is a damn joke. Out here worshiping false gods and false idols. You know, going to this so-called white man for help, trusting in Egypt, you know, taking this man's poison, and the list goes on. All right, and it says here, slay utterly old and young, and both maids, which maids goes into young marriageable women, virgins, all right, and little children and women. You notice it mentioned women twice, man, because you fucking bitches, man, and the Most High gonna fuck you bitches up, man, and I'm gonna say it just like that, because every day you fucking hoes are waxing worse and worse. You get more rebellious towards men, okay, you coming against the Most High, okay, you have a total blasphemous spirit on you. That's why the Most High is gonna bring holy hell to the women of our nation, starting with you black ass women first. Okay, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native American women, the Most High is gonna release he's gonna release holy hell on you women. Okay, like in certain provinces, they're already cutting out food stamps and so forth in Section 8. And they're like, nah, your black ass gotta get a job, man. All right, and it says, and come not near any man upon who is the mark, and begin in my sanctuary, meaning with the Israelites. So you guys that's pushing that madness, hey, you ain't gonna be exempt from judgment, man. You know, and I don't understand it, man. This guy Nate was basically under the Charlie Murphy Act about a year and a half ago. The Lord was literally shriveling this guy up, damn near on his deathbed. He went unheard of for like 6, 7, 8 months possibly. And all of a sudden he's back with that blasphemous ass spirit. You know, you would think that the Most High have humbled him enough for him to repent and get his congregation to turn around and teach the right thing. But he's so immune with the money he's been getting. He's so puffed up to the point he like, fuck it, I'm rich, I can't turn back now. And the Lord said it. Yahushua said it. He said it is easier for a camel to go through the needle of an eye before a rich man into the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay, and Nate, you got some money, man. Okay, with your incorporation, your IUIC incorporated. Okay, we know you sold out. You took the bag. That's why you teaching men to go off. And that's why you wear those particular garb, those Masonic garbs. You pose like Masons. You march like them. Everything. Because you're a bunch of goddamn sellouts, man. That's why, hey, the Most High is going to rip that congregation to shreds, man. You see? And it says, then they begin at the ancient men, which is you leaders, okay, you elders of these other groups, which will be for the house, man. Okay? Now, let's read it in the New Living Testament. And it says here, and he said to him, walk through the streets of Jerusalem and put a mark on the foreheads of all the men who weep and sigh because of the detestable sins being committed in their city. Okay? He said the mark is sin. But wait a minute, the mark says to be exempt. So how is it two different marks that you're according to? Because you do have the charagma, which is the MOTB, which goes underneath the skin, but also you have the exemption from judgment. Which one are you speaking about, bro? You know? And it says, then I heard the Lord say to the other men, follow him through the city and kill everyone whose forehead is not marked. Show no mercy, have no pity. Kill them all, old, it says old and young, girls and women, and little children, but do not touch anyone with the mark, and begin here at the temple. So they began by killing the 70 leaders, man. Okay, which is your ancient elders of the ancient world, man. Okay, which is coming back in the form of these particular men of these different groups. You know, Tazariak, Yohana, Nate, Daniel, Rakar Shiar, and they're just a name but a few. You know, like you got one guy, I heard a video came out, we don't know how true it is, but I think it was the WFI. I forgot what that stands for. Warriors for Israel or something like that. Salak if I'm off. But basically, they were teaching, according to one guy that left their group, that women are not going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Well, how the hell are we going to have families and bring back the rest of the Israelites that died? You think it's just going to be a bunch of hard legs in the kingdom? You think we're going to be rubbing dicks in the kingdom, man? I'd be damned. All right? No way, Jose. All right, you act like it's going to be a bunch of hard legs in the kingdom. No, we're going to have an abundance of women in the kingdom. And beautiful women at that. That's going to be in order. That's going to follow what they and do what the hell they're told. And they're going to be happy while doing so. Okay? I ain't trying to be in the kingdom of heaven with a bunch of men only. Okay, that's that shit they prescribe to in Islam, man. In their particular kingdom of heaven, you're going to have 70 virgins or some shit, fair boys, marching around the hierarchies on thrones and something like that. That's some Momoism, man. The hell we gonna be popping kids without any women and incubator, man? No, man. That's just like having a pizza in no oven. The fuck you gonna do? You gonna eat a frozen pizza, nigga? Hell no, man. All right. But anyway, next precept here, because the ones that's going to be exempt for judgment is the elect. All right, this is the book of 2nd Esdras 9, and I'm going to start at verses 7. It says, and everyone that should be saved and should be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby he believed. And how do you have faith? By believing in this thing and doing what's told and required of you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And what's a big no-no? Not taking that seat here. Okay, because it says everybody that escaped by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, those are the men that didn't take the sea hip. Okay, that didn't bow down to this man's system, that went through the straits and overcame. Lord's will, I'm one of those men. Okay, because the way that you guys are teaching and talking, you're not these men that's gonna stand before Yahweh Shai on Mountain Zion getting crowned. Okay, when the Lord comes back from the heavens in that big chariot to put down the hierarchy of this man's structure. That's going to be a great and notable day when Yahweh Shai finally comes back and we get those crowns, man. And I can't wait. I can't wait, man. And all you assholes out there that came against us, basically, man, you just got to wait. No, you got to wait. You got to wait till your birth back in the kingdom. Okay? So that means there's going to be a lot of love making. Because, you Jakes, man, that's going to come back, that's going to die on this side. You're going to be born into the new covenant, the real new covenant. Okay? Because you got guys that's teaching, what do you call it? We under grace, but then grace is the new covenant. No, man. All right. And if you don't understand the scriptures, then that's on you. But it says here, whereby you have believed shall be preserved from the said perils. And what's the said perils? Mainly Jacob's trouble, World War III. Because the way it's looking like, the Russians, they're getting ready to bring out the nuclear artillery, man. Okay. World War III will be nuclear, and it's going to make an end of the Western hegemony any day. Okay, and the minute they get the C-hip up and running and everything falls apart, you better believe that they're going to be in a full-fledged war. Okay, and it's going to go nuclear eventually. And it says, shall be saved from the said perils, and shall see the salvation of my land and within my borders, for I've sanctified them from me from the beginning. Okay, but then shall they be in pitiful case, which have now abused my ways, and they have cast them behind them, shall despitefully should dwell in torments, man. Okay, and that's a lot of you other guys, because then the scriptures say that judgment should begin in the house of Israel first. You see? So, we're coming into those times. We got one more precept here. Book of 2nd Esdras 2, and I'm going to start at verses 42. It says, and I, Esdras, saw upon Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. This is the precept of Revelation, the 7th chapter. Okay, when we got the crowns, when we were sealed, when we got salvation. And it says here, and in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. Okay, and so the angel said, Salakia says, so I asked the angel and said, sir, what are these? And he answered and said it to me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High, which is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So you guys are already at a disadvantage by not calling on that name. Scriptures say the name of the Lord is a strong tower, he who runneth into it is safe. But it says now they are crowned and receive palms. And it said to the angel, what young person is that crowned them and give it palms in their hands? So he answered and said it to me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, man. And that's telling you that we're going to have to undergo some shit. We're going to have to undergo some type of rigorous situations on the planet Earth coming into this time of this new world order, because he said we stood stiffly for the name of the Lord, meaning that something had happened that tried to break our faith, or that basically brought us into, it's like when you corner a cat, it has no choice but to fight back. Basically our backs are going to be against the wall, and the Lord is going to have to intervene. He's going to have to intervene definitively to get us up out of our situations, man. Because they're going to go for the jugular when it comes to breaking our faith, whatever that may be, whatever particular regiments they may use, or starving us out, or throwing us in prison, and brothers not eating food or water for 3-4 days, man. You got to pray to the Lord, man. Okay, they may torture certain brothers are going to get beheaded, but regardless, man, we got to stand stiffly for the name of the Lord. All right, Revelation 14, and I'm gonna start at verses let's start at verses 12. No, let's start at verses 9. It says here, and a third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive this mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same should drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he should be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay? And it says, and the smoke of their torment ascended forever and forever, which is a long period of time, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receive the MOTB of his name. Okay? It says, here's the patient and the faith of the saints, and here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. Okay? And that's the point. You know, we overcoming. You got to overcome, and those be the ones that have the thorough raw, which is exempt from judgment. All right? So anyway, I think I'm gonna end it there. Hold up. I think I'm gonna end it there, giving all praises and glory. And matter of fact, one more precept. Revelation 15:2, it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. Okay, that's going into the heavens, the atmosphere or the firmament. Okay, the scriptures refer to it as molten glass because it's hot up there. It's hot when you get into the particular atmosphere. I believe it's not was the mesosphere, the stratosphere, and then you got the atmosphere. It goes by levels, but that's why meteors and comets blow up among entering Earth's atmosphere, because the heat, okay, it destroys it. And it says a sea of glass mingled with fire, okay, and that fire is destruction, the nuclear missiles, us looking down from the chariots on the destruction of Babylon the Great. It says, in them that had gotten the victory over the beast, which is the system, okay, that's being forwarded by this modern day revival of the Roman Empire, which is spearheaded by the NATO and the EU. It says, and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name, standing on a sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. Okay, and those are the ones that got the thorough rod, the exempt from judgment, the elect. Okay, when it said standing on a sea of glass, that's talking about us in the heavens, in the ships looking down on this particular place where it burns. Because when you look into the heavens, man, I mean, the clarity and the clarity of the heavens on a night sky looks like glass, man. Meaning that it's transparent, you can see through it. You see? But anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashem and Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom.